Hey y'all, I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about um, the difference between an attachment and love, right? Um, Love is, let's talk about attachments first. So, attachments is when you want something done basically your way at the expense of your partner, your friend, your job, whatever the case may be. It's purely selfish. So if you say, I don't want you to go hanging out with your friends tonight, even though if that's a space that your partner needs at that time, or that's just what they need, they require at that time, and you throw a fit. Oh no, you're gonna leave me by myself, whatever the case may be. That's an unhealthy attachment, but that's an attachment. Love is loving someone even when they change, right? It's not selfish. So if you love somebody, you're gonna love them through their changes. You're gonna love them even if they're not with you, right? So if this person says, I can't do this no more, I'm not happy, whatever the case may be, you're gonna understand that if you love them, and you're gonna say, you know what? Okay, if you love yourself too, okay, one, you should communicate. Communication is key. You should try to figure out, if it's something that you could do to assist. But if not, let them go. Let them go be happy. And that's love. If it's meant for you, it's for you. If it was really love, it'll come back to you. If it's an attachment, you're going to say, well, why are you leaving me? You shouldn't leave me. All that. I ain't mean to put on my girl voice, whatever. But, yeah. So, that's a attachment. For you to have a fit because somebody want to go to the bar and hang out with their dudes, or your female want to go out and have a paint and sip, like, that's an attachment. Now there's a whole bunch of other stuff that go along with that, and during that attachment, like trust issues and all types of other stuff can come into play. But that's the reason why you shouldn't get involved with someone from the start in an attachment. How do I know this? Why? Because I was in an attached marriage with an undiagnosed narcissist for 24 years. Kids and all. You would have never known what was going on inside our walls, because there's a rule, not a hidden rule. It's a well-known rule in my house that we don't take pictures. We ain't doing none of that stuff. What happens in our house stays in our house. And this is what happens in our community, because we're not taught the love and attachments, right? We're not taught certain things, and because of that, we keep these secrets and we hold stuff back, and it's always, oh no, this is what we got to put out there, and this is like our perception and all this other stuff, and we're literally miserable, literally victims of domestic violence. It took me a long time to even realize that I am a victim of domestic violence. My mom was a victim of domestic violence. My grandmother was a victim of domestic violence, and my grandmother got shot in the head. My mom was physically abused, and probably verbally and stuff. I didn't hear that, but I seen the physical. And in my head, I'm not getting shot in the head. I'm not getting beat up. I'm not being abused. But there's mental abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's spiritual abuse, there's financial abuse, and there's sexual abuse. I didn't get physically abused. So if you look at my pictures and you see stuff, you're not going to see me with a black eye. And I literally, in my head, it was like, I wish it would, And because it didn't go to that extent, in my head, I wasn't telling myself that I'm being abused. I was telling myself that this person just, is a little immature, and we just gonna work on that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna work on that. So as I got knowledge about certain things that was brought to me, I shared it, and then I seen the reaction, or whatever the case may be. So once I gained knowledge and wisdom with my experience, and I decided to walk away, the mask comes off, right? And then I really seen a lot, and this has been months now. This isn't something that I'm talking about, years, like 10 years, like a whole decade that I've been going through this, putting the mirror up to myself. So it's not like I don't know, like I didn't recognize this person from even the unhealthy attachment, right? It went from, okay, this unhealthy attachment, something has to change. This isn't cool. It's not cool. It's toxic. These kids don't need to see that those kids, that generation, They deserve better. So we just got to put a mirror up to ourselves and try to get these kids straight, and just mentally dealing with depression. These kids are going through a lot. I'm not talking about my kids. I'm talking about the whole generation. The whole generation of kids is going through something, and nobody's saying nothing, and nobody's seeing anything. Well, they seeing it, but they're not saying nothing. They rather profit off of it than say something about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say something about it. So once I realized that, it was like, okay, well, at this point, you just showed me a whole nother person, and I gotta go. See, I love you enough to let you go, and even though you don't want to heal, I'm going to pray that you do, for the sake of our kids and for the sake of you. But at this point, I have the power to change the environment that my kids are being raised in, right? And if I'm changing, and I'm teaching, and I'm learning, and I'm taking in this knowledge, and I'm applying the wisdom that I have to my life to make it better, it's going to pour over into the people that I love, and that's my children. So now walls are going up, barriers are going up, boundaries are being set, and the boundaries and the walls and everything is just being trampled over, like, oh no, that don't matter, you don't matter, that don't matter, you don't matter. And then when you speak on it, it's your fault, your fault, your fault. Fingers are being pointed. And I don't hold no ill will towards nobody, honestly, because I'm grown and I made decisions for myself, and I stayed where I was at in that spot, and I was unhealthy and broken. You know what I'm saying? So in my own frame of mind, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. So when people ask, well, why didn't you leave 10 years ago? Well, why didn't you leave 15 years ago? Well, why didn't you? Honestly, I should have left 24, 23, 24. I should have never started. Because it started unhealthy. It was an unhealthy attachment from the rip. From the rip, it was an unhealthy attachment. So, like, we got to put a mirror up to ourselves and take accountability for our actions. Don't blame the other person. I'm not blaming anybody for the decisions that I made. And honestly, I wouldn't change anything, because I have enough knowledge and wisdom now to help somebody else. Whether it comes to domestic violence, whether it comes to being an entrepreneur or starting your own business, or depending on the business you're going into, I have enough knowledge to do that. So I wouldn't change anything. Everything that I went through made me who I am today. I love me. So I wouldn't change anything, because I'm here. But that doesn't mean you learn from somebody else's mistakes. That doesn't mean you have to go through exactly what I went through so you could be a successful entrepreneur, or whatever the case may be. No, that's BS. You don't have to do that. You figure out what makes you happy. Love yourself. Get yourself healthy. I don't care what type of environment you're coming out of. Work on yourself. Learn how to pray, meditate, anything, whatever works for you. You need to do it to get you fixed. So the universe can bring that person to you. Right? Not you head hunting, looking for somebody to attach to you. That comes from I'm talking about friends, romantic partners, your career, everything. Be happy, be fulfilled in what you do. Smile. When you get up, you should smile. One, and thank God that you woke up, that he gave you another day to even try to figure out what your purpose is and to fix your mess. Two, be happy that he's giving you an opportunity to get it right again, right? So I don't know if I said that. I don't know if that was one or two. I don't know. I'm tired. I just got off work, y'all. I'm about to go in here. But I just wanted to come on here real quick and say that. Put a mirror up to yourself. Let's look at our relationships honestly and see, are we actually living in love, or are we living out of an attachment? Right? That's it. That's all. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Love y'all.